easy relief. Within psychology, this type of constant replaying, reanalyzing, or rethinking our own life's events is known by the term rumination, and rumination is regarded as very common to the states of chronic anxiety and depression. But thankfully, there is a happier solution to these habits of rumination, and it comes within the practice of mindfulness-styled meditation. With these relatively simple and easy techniques you are about to learn, you will find that we can powerfully train our everyday conscious minds to automatically move towards the more productive and resourceful states of enjoying a very real sense of pleasant, confidently felt emotional detachment. After all, it is the emotional components of anxiety, the stresses, and the
get into it. You were 55 when you, in essence, launched a new career.
Well, that's when I wrote my first book, yeah.
So you wrote your first book at 55, and then that kind of launched this media side to your career.
Over time, yeah.
What I find interesting about that is I think the world mostly knows you as a result of your publishing and the media work that you've done.
I believe that's true, yeah. I just did what I did. And I remember being quite frustrated in the beginning because I was always quite confident about the value of my ideas. So that by the time I put something out there, I knew that whatever somebody thought of it, I was right, you know. And it frustrated me that the world didn't come beating a bat to my door. And
triad traits. This is a big difference between men and women. Men do not need women to have any evil stuff, any bad boy stuff. We don't need bad girls. Some guys like bad girls, but that's a personality thing. Men in general don't need girls to be bad. Women need men to be at least somewhat bad. You gotta be dangerous. You have to have the ability to be dangerous. Not necessarily go to jail, but you have to be capable of it. And that will boost your bad boy score, which is what you really want. It's better to be all bad and no good than it is to be all good and no bad, because then you end up in the friend zone. So both of these speech and thought bubbles are arranged the same way. The higher up you go, the more it is based in love, which is supportive, public, monogamous, and emotional. And the farther down you go, the less love there's going to be and the more lust, which is going to be opportunistic, secret, multiple partners at many times, and impulsive.
There are a lot of myths about the molecule dopamine. We often hear about so-called dopamine hits. Today we are going to dispel many common myths about dopamine, and we are going to talk about how dopamine actually works. We're going to discuss the biology of dopamine, the psychology. We will discuss some neural circuits, and a really exciting aspect of dopamine biology are so-called dopamine schedules. In other words, we are going to discuss how things like food, drugs, caffeine, pornography, even some plant-based compounds can change our baseline levels of dopamine, and in doing so, they change how much dopamine we are capable of experiencing from what could be very satisfying events or events that make us feel not so good because of things that we did or took prior. So I promise you it's going to be a vast discussion, but I will structure it for you, and you'll come away with a deep understanding of really what drives you. You will also come away with a lot of tools how to leverage dopamine so that you can sustain
clear in my mind, but I'm going to take a chance this morning and see what we come up with. For the last many weeks, I've gotten a lot of contacts, comments on the channel, emails, different things about young men, especially. I mean, it's pandemic around the world, I think, but young men, especially in this country, who are just feeling isolated and alone. It's a really bad situation in this country. Mama sent me a video link of a guy, and he was talking about in this country, the numbers of, when it comes to suicides, when it comes to homelessness, when it comes to prisons, the numbers of men in these situations